Hi everyone, my name is Manushree. I'm studying 9th class in Matman High School, Vijayawada. Today, the topic I'm going to tell for you is getting back on track. In times that call for the depth, deft stewardship of the economy, this year's budget is the starting point. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman made a brave effort to make good use of the lessons learned from the unprecedented global health crisis and ensuring economic setback to put lives and livelihoods back on track. There is greater spending on health care and some fiscal push to undergrade the struggling demand in the pandemic hit economy. But this is no transformative budget that lives up to the heightened expectations of a weary population waiting for manna from the government. A lot more could have been done to address the chronic underinvestment in India's public health infrastructure by appreciably raising expenditure. The union budget for 2021 to 2022 presented to Parliament on Monday instead reveals an estimated health outlay of 74,602 crore, almost 10% lower than the revised estimate of rupees 82,445 crore earmarked for health spending in the current fiscal year. The minister, however, has claimed a 137% increase in the budgetary outlay on health and well-being by including a one-time expenditure of 35,000 crores set aside for the COVID-19 vaccination program, 60,000 not 30 crore budgeted for the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation as well as the Finance Commission's grants for both water and sanitation and health totaling to almost 50,000 crore. While it is an inarguable fact that the availability of vaccines ensuring the universal access to the safe drinking water and proper sanitation and adequate nutrition are all key in determining a population's well-being and abiding intensive public health infrastructure that is needed, a substantially higher outlay on the standalone head. In fact, the economic survey had eloquently made the case for providing a massive boost to health spending, which it reasoned would serve as a direct means to raising overall economic output by reducing the economic burden of illness. To her credit, the minister did announce that the government intends to introduce a new centrally sponsored scheme, PM Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana, to develop primary, secondary, and tertiary care capacities over the next 6 years. At an estimated cost of 64,180 crore, how exactly this scheme pans out in terms of strengthening the beleaguered public health infrastructure in the remote and far-flung corners could well determine how prepared India is for the next unforeseen health emergence. A sizable fiscal stimulus to reinvigorate consumption demand could have gone a long way in completing the recovery, while the revised estimates for the current financial year project a fiscal deficit of 9.5% of GDP on account of expenditure surging to 34.50 lakh crore. The minister has opted for a mere 33,000 crore increase in the overall expenditure outlay in her budget estimates for the next fiscal. Here again, she has pointed to the 5.54 lakh crores set aside for capital expenditure to contain a 34.5% increase in outlay over the current year's budget estimate. Far from being an expansionary budget, Ms. Sitaraman has opted to contain the overall to contain the overall spending so as to rein in the fiscal deficit to 6.8% in the coming fiscal itself. The country cannot afford a premature scaling down of fiscal support at a time of rising inequality. Strapped as the government is for the funds in the wake of this year's economic contraction, denting its revenue receipts, the budget does make bold to set out a few avenues for resource mobilization, with the minister announcing her resolve to complete the pandemic delayed strategic stake sale in several state-owned companies in the coming fiscal. The budget has accounted for 1.75 lakh crore in the capital receipts for the disinvestment. She also proposes to privatize two more public sectors, banks and a general insurer in 2021 to 22, and has committed to ensuring that the necessary legislative amendments to enable the LIC's IPO are introduced in the current section of Parliament. Given these challenges, the budget can only be the starting point for a year that calls for the deft stewardship of the economy. So this is our today's topic on getting back on track. Thank you.